Hi everybody, welcome to BI Land. Sometimes you want to select your measure in a slicer and your charts show that measure. But importantly, what if you want to select multiple measures in your slicer? This is what we will cover in this video. Thanks Paul for asking this question in a comment as well. In one of my previous videos, I had covered calculating differently based on a slicer selection. It was only for a single selection. I put the link below, go watch that also. You will see why both are equally important and extremely useful. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's see this together with an example. Here in my Power BI, I will have a slicer where I see my measures and I can choose 1, 2, 3 or any number of them and my chart will show them. So that I can bring the list of measures in my slicer, I need to create a table listing these measures. In fact, these measure names. So it is going to be a separate table without any connection to the model, right? To create this table, I'm going to use data table. Let's look at our model. Here is our model. I have two fact tables, oil statistics and the other one is gas statistics. Then I have other dimension tables like country, year, relative year, calendar, etc. I'm going to therefore create a table, a new table listing the name of measures. The measures that I'm going to take for this example are oil production, gas production, oil consumption, and gas consumption. I'm going to list these names in a table. To create a table, I'm basically going to come here and then new table. I'm going to call this param select multiple. And then I'm going to use data table. In data table, I will need ID. The type will be integer. And then I will need selection. And this will be a string. To put my data inside this, I'm going to just go a few lines down. Here, I'm going to then enter my values. I want 4 measures. And my measure is gonna be first one, oil production. Second one is going to be oil consumption. Third one is going to be gas production. And the fourth one is going to be gas consumption. I'd rather put the units also, which I'm going to put inside parentheses. This is going to be kilo barrel per day. The same for consumption. I think this is billion cubic meter. And then we will be good for this. I've forgotten here double quotes. Okay. Now we have our list of measures. If you had more measures, you need to put them all here. Now let's go here. So our goal was to have a slicer here. Let's bring the slicer here. It's going to be our slicer. I'm going to bring from here select multiple our selection. And basically when I select any of these measures, I want my chart to show them or not, right? And for our example, I'm going to use region. From my country code, I'm going to use actually subregion. Our chart can be a table. Here our table, I'm going to bring subregion, right? If I select oil production, I want to see a column here saying the oil production for Europe, for example. If I select also oil consumption, I want to see two columns, the oil consumption and oil production for Europe, for example. For this reason, I need to have, for as many measures that I have in my slicer, I need to have a measure to put as column in my table. That's actually the different approach from using switch function, right? Because when we use switch function, and in one of my videos I have talked about this, we could do this only by having one measure, and inside that one measure was a switch function, which was very useful for many occasions. But it was when we had allowed only to select one of the measures, right? We could bring one measure in our chart, but in this case, the fact that I'm going to have to select multiple measures, I need to deal measure by measure and put a specific formula inside each measure and bring all of them in my chart. I highly recommend you to watch the other video also. The approach is different. So what I'm going to do, I have already in my measure table, I have already oil production, oil consumption, gas production, gas consumption, but simply just some of the oil production from my fact table. If I bring the oil production here, nothing will change if I select or not select it, right? So what I need to do now, I need to create 4 measures, one measure for each of them. So let's say new measure. I'm gonna call this selection. I'm going to differentiate from the oil production by starting the name of measure by selection. I'm gonna put oil production, right? Here I need to basically verify a few things, right? Actually 2 things. First is that if my selection inside a slicer is the oil production. To do that, I can basically use variable. I can call it check. And inside this variable, I simply want to see if in the check is it oil production. So I'm going to use controls here. And by using inside controls a filter function, the filter function is going to iterate over the slicer table, and it is going to go through this expression to check it to see if our logic is met or not, right? So our table is going to be selection table, selection multiple, and our expression basically is going to be if the selection column is equal to the oil production. We need to spell it right. Space, parenthesis, cube barrels per day, close parenthesis, right? So this controls is going to basically, if it gives me 1, then I'm good, right? So that is going to be our check. And from here, I'm going to return. What I want to return is the oil production. But first of all, I need to check if this slicer is selected, right? If it's not selected, I would probably want to show nothing, right? If nothing is selected. So I'm going to say if not is filtered. Is filtered basically is the function that we use when we want to check if something is filtered from the table, right? For us, it means just if it's selected in our slicer. So if not is filtered, the selection, then I want blank, right? If nothing is selected from the first place, I don't want to any calculation. But otherwise, if it's selected, now that it's selected, I want to see if the oil production is selected. To see if the oil production is selected, basically I'm going to say, then if our check variable here is equal to 1. Because if the check is equal to 1, it means that this condition here, controls of the selection inside this function, if my selection is the oil production, while iterating on the slicer table, and then I count it, which is going to be 1 always. If it's selected, then if the check is 1, I'm going to use the oil production. I have already a measure which calculates the oil production. And this measure could be a measure that is complicated, could be any type of measures, right? Here our oil production measure is already ready. It's a simple function. So oil production, otherwise blank, right? If I bring our first measure here, which is the selection oil measure, I don't see anything because I haven't selected. But if I select this, I see it. Our goal is that if I select this one also, I see it. Therefore, let's see if I create the second measure, it's gonna work well also. To make it simple, I'm going to take this measure, copy it, and then new measure, paste it here, This time I'm going to call it consumption. Try always to do like this so that your measures are kind of better organized, right? And this one also I'm going to just call it consumption. And then the same for the measure that I'm going to call here is going to be consumption. And basically this is going to work for our oil consumption. And in the same way, I'm going to bring the oil consumption here, right? Now if I choose this, I see the oil production. If I choose the oil consumption, I see the oil consumption, right? If I don't choose it, I don't see any of them. If I choose oil production, I see the oil production. Okay, great. Now let's, for our third one, I'm going to copy it again. New measure. And this time gas production. The same here, gas production. Gas production. My fourth measure, gas consumption. Okay, if I choose any of them, I have it. If I don't choose, I don't have it. Okay, so as you see, it's a different approach, right? When we were using switch function in the other video, it was replacing totally this column, which was the oil production, with the oil consumption, for example, because we had only one measure here. Whereas here I have four measures, right? But sometimes this is what we need. Your client wants to show only so many selections, probably has a lot of selections here, and every time he only wants to see one of them, but sometimes this next to the other one without being distracted with the other columns, right? So this is, if this is something you need, here how it goes. Sometimes it's very useful, especially with the charts that are like column bars. As far as your units are corresponding together, this could work well for you. For example, if I choose bar charts, here I see the production and consumption at the same time for different regions, right? I could choose gas production also, but their units are a bit different. What I would suggest in that case for this kind of charts, kind of KPIs where it's a percentage or it's the production over the total where the unit doesn't matter, in that case it would be a very useful approach. But as I said, don't hesitate to go watch the other video. I put the link below. It's the video where you use switch function, which could be useful in multiple situations as well. Okay, basically we are done here. I'm going to delete this one, change the name of, take the S out of here very fast. And then this could be a drop down, for example, indicator. And then from here you can choose any of them you want, right? That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to put comments. Tell us if it was helpful for you. As always, thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel for the coming videos. Until then, take care. See you. Bye bye.